Hey yo, whoop whoop. It's your boy Killer J coming with you with another edition of Whoops Up, Whoops Down, the Juggalo movie podcast, or whatever I want to call it today. And folks, I have a special one for you. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Ryan Coogler film, Sinners, a film that I have been hearing for weeks about, and I finally got my ass into a theater and saw this movie, and we're gonna get to that review shortly. But first, we got some news to go over. Next Friday is Gloom to the Tomb 2 in Vegas at the Dive Bar, featuring Gloom Unit, Donnie Menace, Cold Blooded, Unhappy, Cheesegate, Gloom Unit, all the homies are gonna show up there. Um, so if you can come out to Vegas and watch that, hey, have a good time. And then on Saturday after the show, there is going to be a barbecue. So there's going to be like it's not just one show. There's going to be a hangout sesh the next day, so you can enjoy your weekend in Vegas. But if you're like me who cannot go to that show, there is going to be a live stream version of it on the Gloom Unit Twitch channel. So that's twitch.tv/Gloom Unit. You can watch the show live in effect and be with the other homies. Like I will be in the chat watching from home. So hit that up. Remember, another thing, in May, I have two reviews coming up. One with Mr. Will Gates and the other one with Humble Among. Me and Humble are going to go back into the trauma film universe and get back to see what Toxie is doing as me and him gear up for the remake. Um, if you are in the Ohio, Kentucky area, I will be at um, the ICP show in Newport, Kentucky on May 13th. So if you want to hang out, meet me, talk to me up, I will be there in effect. Also, the Gathering of the Juggalos is coming up. I mean, what are you doing, man? August 13th to the 16th is the Gathering at Legend Valley. It is the 25th. It's the Legend of it's the Gathering of Legends. They're trying to this is really a big celebration of what the Gathering like was, and what it is now. um, I think we're due for a lot of surprises. I will be there also. So if you another chance to see me if you live not in my area. But that is the news so far. Um, I want to give a shout out to all the homies who show me love, making this show what it is. We're on the 12th episode already. That is crazy that, this show has outlasted my last show. But we're just going to keep going. A lot of fun reviews coming up next week. Thunderbolts. And then we're gonna get to some of these interviews. I know a new Wes Anderson film is coming out. A new Paul Thomas Anderson film coming out. So there's a lot of new Fantastic Four. So we're gonna get a lot of like you know popcorn movies, and we're gonna get a lot of artistic director focused films as well. And I'm gonna peep you out and put you on game about that. And then once the movie season's over, I'm probably gonna be doing more older films and maybe some live stream. I think that's something I want to incorporate more into the show is more live stream discussion. But that is that. Now let's get to the interview portion of Sinners. Yo, welcome to the review portion of Ryan Coogler's newest film, Sinner, starring Michael B. Jordan. My familiarity with Mr. Ryan Coogler is from his three big hits: Black Panther, Black Panther 2, and Creed. Um, Films that also have Michael B. Jordan in it. Um, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler have been making films since I think 2014 with Furline Station, I think that's called. I have never seen it, but I heard of it. I think it's kind of Coogler's breakout film. And then he made Black Panther, which really blew him up. And I think what he's doing here is what he's doing here. It's what he did for Black Panther, and I think showing representation, telling black stories through a black lens, Something we normally like we don't get very often because a lot of filmmakers are from a white perspective. So here's a film that gives you more of a black lens from a time where black people didn't get much of a say or had their like had to were separated and had to go with the whims of the whites in power. Um, and this film has a lot of similarities to another film, um, Dust Till Dawn, um, a Rich Rodriguez film, which a film that I know a lot about. Have never seen fully. I've seen clips. I've seen scenes. I've seen the Selma Hayek dance scene. But after seeing this film, I definitely want to. It's time to revisit Dust Till Dawn because I think that these two films would be a perfect double feature. But let's get into the film just a little bit. See what's going on here. No spoilers, of course. I will not spoil the film for you. I'm just kind of giving you kind of the vibe and the feel for it, and hopefully, my review will make you either see the movie or be more well informed. So when you go in, then you can enjoy it just a little more. That's what the idea of the thing is. All right, so centers the IMDb like little summary of it says trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that even greater evil awaits or is waiting to welcome them back. Okay. Like I said, but really the film really stars Miles Canton, Sammy. He's kind of the main character. He's kind of the vocal point. He kind of is, you know, he is our in character. Meaning, he's the one that's kind of giving us like people are giving information to him so we can understand what's going on in this world. But he's not very passive. He is an active character, but he is getting shown around by Michael G. B. Jordan, who's playing a set of twins, Smoke and Stag, who um, are coming back from Chicago to back to the South to Mississippi, back to their hometown, and um, also stars Sean William as Jed Jedediah, um, Jekyll Collins Remick, like I said, Michael B. Jordan, Smoke and Stack. Uh, You have a lot of good actors here. Um, Lu Jinhu as Grace Chow. Like even though this is set in the 1930s, during a time where this is post World War One, pre World War Two. So you're getting a lot of Great Depression era kind of stuff here, and it's interesting to see just how African Americans used to live down in the South and the way that the houses look, the way that they're treated, kind of how everything is kind of separated and segregated a little bit. That that comes on here. But I think what's really important about this film, is music and the blues plays a major role in the film. You see, it's written by Ryan Coogler. Um, that it almost the film almost goes into three has like three parts, all good films, but I think the main two parts is about first part is about introduction characters, second part is more about um music and stuff like that, and the third one is the horror. I think the third act is really when the horror comes in. It is a horror film, but I actually think it's more than a horror film. The horror is just the is kind of what makes the third act go on, but there's a lot more stuff going on here than just horror. All right, let's watch some few scenes here. All right, I'm gonna watch the trailer as this goes on. So I love what Ryan Coogler did to establish the difference between Mr. Smoke here and Mr. Stack is the use of colors. So Smoke right here stays in this bluey tone, and you got Stag here, who's in this red tone, because they actually do look. I mean, like they're identical twins played by the same characters and stuff like that. So you need like other representation to tell us them apart because they have, I would say, a lot of similarities to each other's. But I think Michael B. Jordan does a good enough performance, yeah, a good performance to I can tell the difference between when it's smoke and when it's stack. There's different personalities here. Let's put that on right here. See, look how like blue that is, and stuff like that. And at first, I thought this was a western, but when I got to the film, it was more in the 30s, and I think, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's the time of the gangster films. It's like right when films are becoming more prevalent in American culture. Sound is becoming a thing, but music is really what is important in this film. It really like oh this scene right here with the showcase right here is probably one of my favorite scenes when it talks about um about music and then just kind of how how important musical is in black culture and how like I said oh so the thing about why I say like Dusk Till Dawn and Sinners are a good double feature is that it deals with vampires. This guy right here is a vampire. Okay. And I love Ryan Coogler's use of colors for the vampire as well because that red eyes and the way that he uses shadows and stuff like that to depict that and follows the rules of vampires. And I'm, just seeing wrote notes for Rock too and saying like, wow, that was a great vampire film. Like, wow, we're 4 months, 3 months away, like since since that, and then here's another vampire film knocking it out of the park. And I think it's a good backdrop to for what Ryan Coogler is doing. Um, which, like I said, it's more than just the horror. The horror is just there's a reason for the horror, and then maybe and the film doesn't play it. I don't think it does it too on the nose a little bit. I think it does a really good job. Haley Seinfeld right here also is putting a performance that I don't think I've seen right now. I've seen not very many Haley Seinfeld films. I know her from the Hawkeye series, and I think she's in Into the Spider Verse, so like more like kiddie friendly stuff. This film right here, she is not kiddie friendly. Like the things that they say, this relationships that she has with Stack is very interesting. Um, I think Ryan Coogler does a really good. Like I love his framing. I love the ways the use of shadows. Um, yeah, I think let's get another scene right here. This is a scene in the film, and I think what really makes the film really enjoyable and why it's such a word of mouth film is like I think the dynamics of the characters, like you remember each character, like this is cornbread and stuff like that, like they pop off on the screen, they feel unique, they feel authentic, and it's because it's coming from a black lens. That's where the authenticity is coming from, is because it's a black voice speaking for these black characters, and it's coming from a place of authenticity. And I mean, this guy right here stole the show every time he's on the screen. I saw this in the audience a week after the film has been released, and it was packed in IMAX. This film was made for IMAX, so I highly recommend it for that because the way they use the sense of formatting with IMAX and stuff like that. Um, but then this is kind of the rules of I'm not gonna tell you what this scene. This scene is really funny, scary. I think it plays a lot with tropes and vibes and stuff like that. But I highly enjoyed watching this movie. It's a beautiful looking movie. I think everybody who performed, you got Miles Canton did a really good job. Michael B. Jordan, of course. Sam Williams pretty much stole the show every time he was on there. Where's Pauline? Jamie Lawson, Perline, who was also, I believe, in Black Klansman as well. She was in the Batman. Oh, she was the mayor in the Batman. That's what she was in. Oh, and she was in Till, which the Till is a film that is kind of set around the same time period as as Sinners. So that's very good. That's why she looks familiar. She's from the Batman. Omar Benson Miller. I've known him from a lot of stuff, especially from 8 Mile. Um, Delroy Linden is the guy. Delta Slim. He is fantastic. He's really fun to be around. But yeah, that is the review. It's a film that deals with a lot of that does a lot with the black experience during a time where um African Americans didn't have a lot to call their own, and having this, this evil come for them says a lot. So that is kind of the review. Like I said, not a spoiler. This is kind of remind me of Evil Dead a little bit. If you've seen Evil Dead, you'll know what that is like. But that's the review. Let's get over to the next portion when I give the film a whoops up or whoops down. Ryan Coogler's Centers is now becoming a pop culture phenomenon. The word of mouth of this film is insane. Anytime I hear people talk about a movie recently, it's Sinners, and people are going out and seeing it. Like I saw the film a week after its release, and still a full house. Now, granted, that's just because there really isn't anything against it. So having a 2 week domination just shows how much people are enjoying the film. Now, does it get a whoops up or does it get a whoops down? I think this is pretty easy. This is definitely in very much whoops up territory. Like this is very a strong whoops up. Is it my favorite film of the year? Hmm. I don't know. It's a little too early. We're in April, but I would say that it's in top tier. To me, right now, there's only two like strong films I've seen this year, newer films, and that is Mickey 17 and Sinners. I think those two films are the high class of what is being released right now, made by two directors that I really freaking enjoy. And I think those films are worth your time. If you still haven't seen Mickey 17, go see that. And then if Sinners, it's definitely a film that you need to see, especially before, as we get to the summer season, it's going to be out for a little bit, but you're going to miss it in IMAX. Next week is Thunderbolts. And now we're in the movie season now, and Marvel puts out a newer film. So yeah, Sinners. It's a whoops up. Ryan Coogler, I'm excited to see what you do next. Michael B. Jordan is a superstar. I mean, he's an actor that you need to see. I don't think I've ever seen in a film that he's been in that I didn't like. And I think I liked his performance as Smoke and Stack. Um, the the guy who plays Sammy, he like it's his first film. He did a very fantastic job. I'm looking to see what else he does. Apparently, he's a musician, and this is his first acting role, uh, and he killed it. So yeah, that's Sinners. That's the show. Um, Thank you for watching. Next week we are going back to the theaters as the newer film, Marvel film, Thunderbolts come out, and we're gonna check that out and maybe got dive into is Marvel fatigue real? We might have to talk about that a little bit when it comes to that film. But yeah, thanks for watching. If it's your first time watching this show, please hit like, subscribe, and hit a comment on what your thoughts of Center is, or hit the comment on what movie I should watch next, uh, or a film that I should be on a lookout. Um, I love watching new films, and my radar is only so big. So if there's a film that you think that should be reviewed, hit me up. But until next time. Whoop whoop, much clown, motherfucking love.